Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. Today I'm going to be reviewing my October Ipsy bag. So I was a little surprised when I saw this in the mail because Ipsy typically does their very shiny hot pink envelopes, and it looks like they're going through a little bit of rebranding. Something else they've done is increase the price of the glam bag. Before it used to be just $10 a month plus tax, and now it is $12 a month plus tax. And they had some different claims that came with this of why they had the upcharge, and I'm going to talk about that later on in this video when I go over the value of the products that I received in my bag. But before I get into this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So the bag for this month is interesting. It has a Betty Boop theme this month. So the front is this picture of Betty Boop's eyes. The back is black sequins. And I've got to say, this is my least favorite bag I have ever received. I've never really been on the Betty Boop boat, so I don't want to be carrying this around. I also don't really like how cheap it looks on the back with the black sequins. It just doesn't look like the same quality they typically put into their bags. So I'm probably going to be donating this to Project Beauty Share or to Goodwill or something like that because I just don't care for this. Aside from that, I've got to say, when I was looking at my previews in my bag on the app, I was really excited because finally, after 7 months, I'm not receiving a face mask. Each month I would leave in my review that I don't want a face mask, and every single month I would get a new one, and I have a vanity stocked with face masks that are going to take a long time to go through. So this bag is already so much better that I don't have one. I also had a different range of products that I don't typically get, so they did something right this month. The first product is the Marc Anthony Strengthening Grow Long Leave-In Conditioner. I think I've only gotten a hair product from Ipsy maybe once, so this was exciting, and I really like leave-in conditioners. So I'm going to test this out right now, which is good because my hair is natural, and that is when it needs the most moisture. It smells really good. So this product is something I will have to try over the course of time to see how long the moisture lasts and how it works on my hair. But I only applied it to this side, and at least I can tell in person that this side looks a lot more moisturized than this side. This side is a little bit more frizzier. So on initial review, it looks like it's pretty good. My hair is always in need of moisture, and I have a leave-in conditioner that I already use by It's a 10, so I am definitely willing to throw something else into my collection. The next product is a perfume, which I love getting because I love trying out perfumes that are more expensive than my budget allows. And these type are perfect for traveling. Like if I don't want to bring a whole thing of perfume and I don't want to risk it getting broken, I will put these in my bag, and they are so small and it just works out perfectly. So this is the Comptor Pacifique Vanilla Apricot. The description says it's the scent of an exotic vacation. It transports you to the tropical islands of the South Pacific. It's warm, sweet, and irresistible fragrance, which has notes of apricot, papaya, vanilla, and more. That sounds really nice. This is a decent sized bottle too. Usually they are about that size. Ooh. I'm a sucker for anything vanilla. That is just one of my favorite scents that I love in candles, in lotions, and perfumes. I really like that. It's kind of strange as a perfume because it smells like it would come from a candle, but I don't mind it. Like, I'm gonna wear this. This is something that I definitely would wear on an everyday basis because there are some perfumes that just smell a little too fancy, but this smells perfect as just your everyday toned down perfume. And it's not that expensive. A full bottle, which is 1 ounce, is $42. Perfumes are not a small ticket item, so $42 I think is pretty good. When I was looking the price up for this online, it looks like they also have a few different vanilla-based scents. Like I saw a vanilla blackberry and a vanilla orange, I think. All right, 2 for 2. We're doing good so far. The next product we have is the It Cosmetics CC Cream. This has SPF 50 and my shade is in light. So this claims to even out your complexion, help calm redness with collagen, hyaluronic acid, and vitamins. So I have all of my base makeup removed. I left on my eyes and my eyebrows because, well, I really didn't want to have to redo them. So I'm putting this on fresh skin, and I'm only going to put primer on one side of my face because I want to see how this looks both with and without primer. And I'm using the Thank Me Later Face Primer by Elizabeth Mott. I actually first tried this out because it was a product in my Ipsy bag, and I ended up repurchasing it because I really liked it. It's really good at filling your pores, and it's mattifying. So if you have oily skin, it's really good. It says this is really pigmented, so a little goes a long way. So to place pea-sized dots on your skin. And the instructions say to use a damp beauty sponge. Typically I would use a brush, but since it says to, I'm going to test it out. I really wanted to try out this product. This is actually the item I got to choose for my bag. With the price increase that Ipsy did, they said that now you can each month choose one item in your bag, and this is the one I chose. Okay, the sponge is not working really well with this foundation. I'm not really getting much coverage. I still have a ton of redness going through. It says this is buildable, so maybe I can build it up with a brush. I've never tried a foundation or concealer from IT Cosmetics, even though a lot of people talk about how good they are, so that is why I chose this. Okay, that's looking a lot better with the brush. It's not full coverage, but it looks medium, and it looks super nice on. It doesn't look makeup-y at all. Okay, so that's building up well on this side. It looks slightly dewy, which I love. I'm not going for a full coverage look right now since it is 7 p.m. and I'm not going anywhere and I have no reason to, but this feels like it's definitely buildable to full coverage. The more I build it up, you can tell I'm wearing makeup, but I wouldn't say it looks cakey. It still looks pretty smooth. The full size is $39, so I'm not sure if I would repurchase the full size. Like, I like it and it works really well, but that's a lot of money. I don't think I've ever spent that much on anything other than an eyeshadow palette, but we're 3 for 3 right now. All right, the next product we have is by Basic Beauty. I've never actually heard of this brand. It is the Jelly Blush in the shade It's October 3rd. So this is an indie brand, and they create high-quality, paraben-free products made with every skin tone in mind. This is a matte, dusty rose blush that goes on wet with a creamy texture and dries down to a powdery-like finish. Ooh, it does feel a little bit wet. It looks like a powder in the pan, but when you put it on your fingers, it feels very gel-like. So I'm actually going to use my sponge for this as well. I will often use a sponge for the ColourPop highlighters that are kind of this similar texture where it's not quite a powder and not quite a gel. And I really like how the sponge applies it. Ooh, that's pigmented. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but I'm trying to blend that out with the other side. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty rose color. It was very easy to blend out. I like it, but if I'm being honest, I don't get super excited about blushes because to me, a blush is a blush, and I don't know, I don't have a specific kind of blush that I go for. But this is very pretty, and I really like the texture. It feels very smooth. Okay, so the last product from my bag is actually an Ipsy original. It's the Betty Boop X Ipsy Satin Lipstick in Mauve, baby. So I didn't know that Ipsy was starting their own makeup brand, I guess. I don't know if this is only for special collections that they're doing. It says this is a satin finish. It's highly pigmented, non-drying. It feels light on your lips. So the shade is pretty. It's about the same shade as my nails. Like, it's nice, but I'm pretty sure I already own this shade. So it's nothing special, but I guess mauve is a very fall color, so it's fitting. It didn't have the smoothest application, but the shade is very pretty. It does look a little bit metallic almost. Like, it says it's a satin finish, but it looks a little shiny to me. I don't dislike it, but I don't know if I would call it satin. It almost looks a little bit more berry toned than mauve, which I'm not mad about. I would agree with the other claims though that it's non-drying, highly pigmented, and it feels light on my lips. So while it doesn't go on as smoothly as other lipsticks, I think I'm going to have to give it the seal of approval. Now, I did end up getting an add-on product in my bag this month. I was scrolling through and there wasn't really anything that I was too excited about, and then I saw it. they had a Sigma eye brush on there. They typically have some sort of brush on their add-in or in your bag, but it's not really brands that you hear about that often. Like I have a few Farrah brushes that I got from them. I've gotten one that was just like an Ipsy original. I've gotten two from another brand whose name escapes me, but never something like this. So this is the Sigma E25 blending brush, and this is like a holy grail brush. I see it in everyone's description boxes that is a successful YouTuber. So this seems to be one of those die for it brushes that everyone has, and it was only $3. I'm pretty sure this runs like 20 something dollars if you buy it from the Sigma website. So I'm still in shock, to be honest, because I don't know how I got this for the price of an e.l.f. brush. This is my very first Sigma brush. I've heard nothing but good things about them, but I've never wanted to spend the money. So to test it out, I'm going to add just a little bit of eyeshadow. I'm using the Meech and Mia Taupe shadow. I actually got this in an Ipsy bag a few months ago. It feels like a high quality brush, like you can definitely tell. Alright, I'm sold. I'm in love. It feels so high quality. It's so soft, and I love that it is kind of flattened. Obviously part of it is just the eyeshadow I used, but you can tell the difference between this and say a Wet n Wild brush. Like just look at that. That is beauty. That is grace. That is Miss United States. Okay, those are all of the products I have in my bag, and this may be the first time I've loved every single product. I have very, very small complaints about the lipstick, but overall, this was an amazing bag. Each product is something I completely intend on using. However, I do want to touch on the value of the bag. Like I mentioned earlier, there were some things that Ipsy claimed that came along with the price increase for the bag, and one of those claims was that each bag would be at least a value of $50 or more. I compared the sizes of these products to the full size and their prices and came up with a total of how much everything would be worth. Since this isn't sold anywhere other than through your Ipsy bag, I wasn't able to set a price for it. Aside from this, it cost $31.50 roughly. So unless this costs more than $18.50, it's just not meeting that amount. And since it is just like an Ipsy exclusive product, I doubt that it's worth that much. I don't know. I don't see how this could be worth more than $50 because I broke down each price, and I don't know. It's a little shady, Ipsy. I don't think they were planning on people checking the value of their bags, but when you do, it doesn't quite add up to how much they say it should be. All in all, though, I really love all the products in my bag, and I mean, the value isn't a huge deal as long as I like all the products. It's good with me. I just don't know why they would make that claim if they're not going to meet it. But I think it is time for me to wrap up this video, so if you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and I will see you in my next video.